Each year, St. Jerome's University presents the Zach Ralston Award to the graduating student who combines consistent academic excellence with a demonstrated ongoing commitment to building community and enhancing student life at St. Jerome's. This award is named in honor of Father Zach Ralston, who served as academic dean from 1966 to 1970, and who was a member of the Congregation of the Resurrection, the founders of St. Jerome's University. Our 2023 Zach Ralston Award recipient demonstrates palpable enthusiasm, thoughtfulness, and service to others. She truly lives the St. Jerome's University mission, which sees and supports its students as whole people. During her time at St. Jerome's, she has served as a member of the student activities team, was a Frost Leader Advisor, an assistant activities coordinator, and community advisor of student activities. She was also a University of Waterloo orientation leader. This student has a deep understanding of what it means to build community, and by supporting others and leading with compassion in all that she undertakes. She also understands that there is strength in being vulnerable and has been a long-time advocate for talking about mental health and wellness. She has been a strong leader, an engaged mentor, and a positive role model in our community. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I welcome this year's Zach Ralston Award recipient, Bethany Correia, to return to the stage to receive her award and address the graduating students.
Wonderful. Let me just have a quick peek at this because it changed it around. You guys look great. Thank you very much.
Welcome to family, friends, faculty, staff, and my fellow members of the graduating class of 2023. My name is Bethany Correia, and it is a privilege to be this year's recipient of the Zach Ralston Award. To be honest, I was quite overwhelmed when given the tall task of writing a valedictorian speech, as I did not know how I'd find all the powerful and uplifting proverbs that great valedictorians are expected to say. Throughout my journey as a student leader at St. Jerome's, it has been my personal priority to be vulnerable and transparent with those around me, so that will remain my approach today. Never would I have expected to be standing up here, and my family is probably just as shocked as I am. When I was in kindergarten, my social anxiety was debilitating. I only spoke to a select few kids when I had to share the crayons, and I avoided speaking to my kindergarten teacher completely. My silence was interpreted by my teacher as being intellectually and socially delayed, and was the reason that I nearly failed kindergarten. Thankfully, I started talking by the time I got to university. However, most of my transformation actually happened here at St. Jerome's. While I have many fond memories from my time at St. Jerome's, it would be inauthentic to suggest that it was always this way. As author Abhijit Naskar describes, behind every triumph, there's 1,000 tragedies. In 2019, the St. Jerome's community mourned the loss of our peer, Charlotte Creswicke. After speaking with her family, they encouraged me to honor her strength by sharing her empowering and honest message. Charlotte wrote, "Let's talk about mental illness and how debilitating it can be. Let's talk about fear and worry, sadness and hopelessness, sleepless nights and restless days. Let's talk about tears and pain." So, as Charlotte suggests, let's talk about it. When I was deep in my own struggle during my first year of university, I wondered why I didn't feel that sense of belonging that seemed to come so effortlessly to others just by virtue of being here at St. Jerome's. This tragedy made me realize that I was not alone after all. Although it may not be obvious, other people were struggling too in their own ways. In the years to follow, it inspired me to become a student leader with a mission to actively foster more of the kind of the community that I needed during my first year when I felt so low. A community where those struggling feel supported and seen. However, I did not realize this impact right away. Going into my second year, I took a terrifying leap of faith by becoming a leader on the student activities team, otherwise known as SATs. I never saw myself as someone who could lead, but I figured that I could at least make a few friends to make my time here a bit less lonely. I very quickly learned that joining student leadership at St. Jerome's was one of the best decisions that I've ever made. I fostered lifelong friendships with my teammates, became empowered with newfound confidence, and realized the power that I had to make those struggling feel supported. After becoming an SAT, I became a senior leader as an assistant activities coordinator and led a sub-team of new SATs through the challenging shift to virtual events amid the pandemic. I then went on to become a community advisor of student activities for 2 years after that, where I got the privilege to lead and grow alongside more bright and upcoming leaders. While these roles were focused on event planning and peer mentorship, I consistently led with vulnerability and commended student leaders as they endured the challenges of being a student, a leader, and most importantly, a human being. In the same spirit, I would like to commend each of you for the pain and struggle that you inevitably endured as human beings to get to this important moment of your life today. Your struggle may have looked much different than mine. Perhaps your struggle was multiple all-nighters in the face of exams, or isolation from loved ones during the pandemic, or financial struggles to pay your tuition each new term. Each of you carry immense strength for getting through this journey despite your unique hardship. I would also like to encourage you as you face the challenges that are yet to come. While there is so much to celebrate, in the last few months, many of us likely discovered that the new worries are just getting started. Worries of not getting a job that aligns perfectly with your degree, worries of what life is like outside of school for the first time since kindergarten, or worries that you might just not have the energy for another few years of school if you chose to pursue a graduate program. I'm not going to tell you that everything will be okay, because sometimes it won't seem that way. But what I can promise you is that you are brave. Brave enough to fight your own battles, and brave enough to ask for help when you need it. How else would you have gotten to this point? I would like to highlight another piece of wisdom that Charlotte left us with. She eloquently wrote, "Let's talk about progress. Let's talk about strength and resilience. Let's talk about bright futures and sunny days." So now, let's embrace our progress and bright futures, shall we? When we compare today with yesterday, we may not feel very accomplished. In fact, we may feel that we have digressed. I invite you to recall your high school self when you were still waiting to hear back on your university acceptance. We have all progressed so much since then, and yet we are in a similar position now of daunting uncertainty. It is very easy to keep looking ahead to the next unknown without taking a moment to celebrate your present victories. Let us relish in the struggles that we overcame to be here present today. While we will go on to live lives filled with joy, there too will be great adversity. But like I said earlier, you are brave, braver than you think. As articulated by author Mary Ann Radmacher, your courage does not have to be roaring loud to be enough. Sometimes, courage is the voice at the end of the day saying, "I will try again tomorrow." I know I will, and I hope that you do too. Congratulations, graduating class of 2023, and take good care.